What up, Guru Jojo? I want to speak about tuning in with your psychic abilities. What is psychic abilities? So, psychic. To be psychic means that you're dealing with the psyche as it relates to the senses. All right, your senses are able to tune into unexposed information. And once you're able to process that, this is what determines like your psychic abilities. Everyone is truly psychic. The thing is that the level of your psychic skill would thus determine whether or not you're psychic. So if you're able to really connect with this unexposed or dark energy, the things you can't see, and you're able to process it and apply it properly, this is what makes somebody very psychic. So generally speaking, on a timely scale, we're dealing with what? The past, the present, and the future. The past, we're thinking about what information is not being exposed as it relates to the manifestation of an energy. So something exists and we're trying to figure out how it got there. That's an unknown, a dark space. Psychic people oftentimes could determine this sort of information. In the present, we're trying to figure out what is not being exposed as it relates to what we currently see, but that is currently active. So you could be in an environment, connecting with this environment, but what don't you see? So behind the superficiality, what are you not seeing in this energy? So as, for example, somebody could be smiling, they could be very, very happy and cheerful, laughing, but are you able to really see how that person feels despite the fire element that they're expressing at this time, the exposure of the emotions and feelings, right? That would be another type of psychic ability. The third type is determining stuff in the in the future. So being able to collect enough sensory data to be able to determine what's about to come or what will come in the future in some way. This is another dark space. All three that I explained are dark spaces. They're unknown spaces. So with that being said, how do people determine this information? Usually people are able to connect with energies telepathically, meaning that you could be in an environment, you could be talking to somebody, whatever it be, and you're still picking up on sensory information. Your nervous system, your energy is being triggered, and this is triggering, your senses. Like your senses are getting triggered. I don't know why I just did that. I just want, I guess, to add to the effect. I don't know. So it's like you're getting triggered, and whether it be that you start to just feel a particular emotional experience, or you start to see something, in your peripherals, especially when it comes to psychic data. You hear something, you know what I'm saying? This is tuning in with psychic abilities, like hearing things at a more deep level. So not just like somebody called out your name, you heard them call out your name, but perhaps you heard the emotion behind that. This person called out my name in this manner because they feel this type of way about this because I did this, this, and that. You just took one sensory information and it connected directly with your emotions and feelings, and thus you were able to psychically determine what's really going on behind that person's behavior. A very, very, very like small or low scale example of psychic ability is like, you can have your eyes closed, right? And somebody could hand you food, like put food in your mouth. And you can determine what food that is. Like, let's say it was an apple, like a piece of apple that they cut up and they like put a piece of the apple in your mouth. And you bite it, you chew it, you swallow it, whatever. You know that even though your eyes are closed, you're like, this is an apple. Some people are so goddamn psychic. They're like, this is the yellow golden, I don't think it's yellow golden apple. This is the Granny Smith apple. You know what I'm saying? Your eyes were closed. How you knew there was a Granny Smith apple? Because you used the sense of taste to determine that object. and probably the texture as well. So you use those two senses to let you know that that was an apple. So you see how it was something unexposed to you, but it was exposed to you through a different sense. Thus, you were able to pick up on that information and determine what the object was. That's a very minimal scale of psychic ability. Like, I wouldn't say someone's psychic because they're able to do that, but if you take that concept and apply it to bigger things, that's what psychic abilities are. Now, people that have less emotional connection to their reality and their experiences, what happens is they end up channeling information directly rather than being so psychic. Although this is still considered to be a type of psychic ability, it's not traditionally, because it's not based upon emotional experiences. These people, they are more so intellectuals because they're unable to maybe hold on to memories as well. Like, their emotions may not be directly connected to their experiences for whatever reason, and thus they end up picking up information from other people or other things, other tools like astrology, and then a lot of psychics use both, and that's why they can just really figure things out. But other people, they need other people to kind of help them, or other like circumstances, tools, whatever, to help them to channel off of that energy for them to have psychic ability too. But this is another type of psychic ability, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not determining this information based upon the emotional experience. You're disconnected from the emotional experience, and thus you have to use completely like your brain in order to figure this out. So you're more so intellectualizing the experience in order to trigger a psychic or a channeled message. So this is just a brief video. I may do a part 2. I mainly just want to go over this. So thank you for watching. Blessings, light, and love. Buzz, buzz.